G'day guys, how are you? I hope you're all doing very well. This evening I'm going to be doing a review of a romance slash drama from the United States, English language, released in the year 2012, directed by David O. Russell, and this movie is called Silver Linings Playbook. Now, Silver Linings Playbook, the story to this film is as follows. After a stint in a mental institution, former teacher Pat Solitano moves back in with his parents and tries to reconcile with his ex-wife. Things get more challenging when Pat meets Tiffany, a mysterious girl with problems of her own. So the movie really is about two damaged sort of souls. They've had these things in the past that have really haunted them, or not so much haunted them, but affected them mentally. So their psychological health isn't the best. So Pat is the main character. He has just finished a stint in a mental hospital and he moves in back with his parents. Things are complicated when a mysterious girl comes along who's got problems of her own, and they start to basically exchange. And as the movie progresses, they know more and more about each other and they start to fall for each other. So that's all I'm going to give you on the very basic rundown of the plot. If you want to know more, please go out there and see this film for yourself. Now, my thoughts on Silver Linings Playbook. This one really surprised me. I was expecting to hate it. I saw this with my girlfriend, and I'm glad I watched it, actually, because I actually thought this is a really good movie. It stays away from the typical fluffiness that is a chick flick, a romantic comedy where you've got these exaggerated situations that really make me, irritated. Whereas you've got these delusional sort of characters, these delusional sort of events that take place, and it's all wrapped up nicely in a fairy tale sort of rubbish world. And that's why I basically blacklist these types of films. But obviously I wanted to see this with my girlfriend, so without her, I probably wouldn't have gone to see it, and I would have been missing a really good film. Now, what I like about Silver Linings Playbook the best is the fact that it's very natural, it's very realistic. The exchanges between the characters feels like you're a fly on the wall, and you're actually listening in on a genuine conversation. There's no rubbish, there's no glossing things over. It's a very challenging film. There's themes related to mental illness. There's people who try to integrate back in society after spending a little bit of time in a mental hospital. Now, from personal experience, I have actually done this, and I could connect with Pat's character, played by Bradley Cooper. I could connect with him because I felt the judgmental sort of people coming, and judging you and thinking lesser of you, and that you don't know what you're doing, basically. And you know deep down that you know what you're doing, but it's just convincing the rest of the world that you're mentally sane, that you know what is best for you. And I thought Bradley Cooper's character really deals with that in a very natural way. I thought Bradley Cooper's performance as Pat was excellent. I really connected with the guy. I thought it was very real. As I said, there's a lot of realism to it. The script was great, and it really painted a very interesting character. Now, Jennifer Lawrence, who plays the love interest, I thought the chemistry between those two was fantastic. I really got into it. As I said, there's nothing forced. There is nothing, cheesy. Towards the end, it does get a little bit cheesy, but the majority of it, I really liked the relationship that these two had. It wasn't forced. It was very slow moving, so it wasn't, and it felt like this was a plausible situation. It didn't feel like it was forced just for the sake of the film. So the acting was fantastic, also from Robert De Niro, who plays the parent. I thought, there is a little bit of funniness in the film as well, but it never really goes into a straight-out comedy. But there is enough humor in there to really lighten the mood in parts that it needs to be lightened, and when it wants to be serious, it is serious. I thought cinematography was very good. As I said, there's this strong, realistic portrayal that the film had, and that is what suckered me into it. And as I said, I felt like I was a fly on the wall listening in on these conversations. Each and every character was well drawn out, and as I said, that connection with the characters is what the film had to do. And unfortunately, in a lot of movies like this, it's either too far-fetched, where you don't need to connect with the characters. It's basically just following them because you have to, because you're watching a movie. But in this regard, the director has made them real. The script makes them real. And when they're talking through, it just feels like a real conversation. They feel like real people, and the director isn't going to hit you with these cheesy moments. So that is why I liked Silver Linings Playbook so much. As I said, it's just a really, really good film that I would highly recommend to everybody, because it is a movie that's just not, as I said, if you go into this film thinking that it's going to be a romantic sort of chick flick, then you're going to be pleasantly surprised. If that's not something you're going in for, and you're going into the film because your girlfriend wants you to, I would say definitely take up the offer, because it will surprise quite a few people out there, because it certainly surprised me, and as a result of that, I found myself liking this film very much. So overall, the Silver Linings Playbook, I am going going to give this one 4.5 stars. That might come as a shock because I'm usually reviewing horror films, and I have stated in the past that I don't like movies that are romantic dramas, but this one, it really got to me, and I thought I could connect with it really well, and it's definitely a movie that I found myself enjoying a lot more than I first thought I would. So that's my review for Silver Linings Playbook. I hope you enjoyed it. Till next time, keep watching movies, and I'll see you later.